Annyeonghaseyo, this is meowmurai. Let's continue our game of 9 R.I.P. Running on Nintendo Switch 2. We are on the Sena route. We finally got Sena to remember us for more than a day. So I think he's kind of on his way to crossing over. We'll see though, it's still pretty early.
病院で僕に気づかせようと必死で訴えてくれたよね。昨日だけじゃない。これまで何度も紅葉は僕に知らせてくれていた。ごめん。ずっと無視をしてしまって。それと、ありがとう。
Koyo let out a deep sigh before a gentle smile appeared on his face.
気づいたんならそれでいい。今までがどうあれな。
As he said that, a soft smile crept up on Sena's face. Thank goodness. Then Koyo turned to me before bowing deeply. What are you doing?
俺だけじゃない。あんたのおかげでもあるから。ミサ、本当にありがとう。
I'm just happy I could help. Koyo slowly looked up and laughed with the brightest smile.
二人のおかげで気づけたし、これからは幽霊として楽しもうかな。
Hearing those words from Sena, Koyo's expression tightened and he sat down on the spot.
楽しむのはいいけど、成仏することも頭に入れておいて。何があって心が病んで悪霊になるかわからないから。
悪霊か。あんまり詳しくは知らないけど、良くないものなのはわかるよ。でも、大丈夫。心が病むなんてことはないから。
これまでのことを踏まえると説得力ないな。セナはメンタル弱そう。
そんなことないもん。僕のことより、紅葉はやらなきゃいけないことがあるでしょ。ほら、昨日の子、メイカちゃん。
I totally forgot. Well, that's right. Did everything turn out okay, Koyo?
俺の方は気にしなくていい。意外な協力者が現れたから。
Someone to help him out. Does he mean Kuroha?
二人は自分のこと考えて。セナは成仏するように。ミサは体に戻るように。いい。
Okay. He's right. I've got to keep moving forward.
セナ、返事は？
わかったよ。
Huh? What's wrong with Sena? His face seems kind of gloomy.
でも、とりあえず今日は彼女とデートする日だからね。
Oh, that's right.
ひどい！忘れてたんだ。僕はすっごく楽しみにしてたのに。
No, it's not like that. I was just more worried about whether or not you'd remember me, Sena.
僕に思いを募らせていたなら許す。
When he put it that way, it was kind of embarrassing. But seeing as he normally forgets all about me, this is a big improvement.
まあ楽しむのはいいけど、ほどほどにして。またいつ記憶がリセットされないとも限らないんだから。
Yeah, I guess that still is a possibility. Considering everything that had happened so far, it was certainly possible he'd forget about all of this tomorrow.
もう忘れないよ。だって忘れたくないから。
Hearing Sena speak with such certainty, I felt relieved. Then I thought I saw Koyo twitch, and he pulled something from out of his pocket. Is that a smartphone?
その気持ち、覚えておけよ。
With that, Koyo stood up and quickly walked away. That phone didn't look like his normal one.
それじゃ、僕たちも出かけようか。
Yes, let's do that. Koyo's strange behavior left me somewhat concerned, but right now I had a promise with Sena to keep. We stood up and began walking together to the entrance of the park. Oh, kind of mixed my words there. That's the problem with being a writer. Sometimes you want to change a sentence midway through when you read it. I walked towards the park entrance with Misa. Then I stole a glance at her. I always thought she was cute, but today she looked especially adorable. Probably because this was the first day I remembered her.
ねえ、手をつないでもいい？
Sure. Having been giving the okay by Misa, I scooped up her hand into mine and intertwined our fingers. Oh, right. As an idol, you wouldn't be allowed to date anybody. So, that's, kind of creepy.
だって幸せなんだもん。
After Misa narrowed her eyes, she smiled. In that case, I guess it can't be helped. Ah, she really is so cute. I want to protect her smile. When I woke up earlier, she looked at me anxiously. Man, I feel terrible being the cause of such an expression. Sena, are you listening to me?
あ、ごめん。ちょっと考え事しちゃってた。
If there's something you're worried about, you should tell me. It might have to do with your lingering regret. Lingering regrets, huh? If there's anything I can do to help you cross over, Sena, I want to do it.
うん。ありがとう。
I gave our intertwined hands a little squeeze. I knew that soon I'd have to let her go. Yet for the time being, I wanted to hold her just a little longer. Misa's perspective. Back to Misa. Where shall we go for our date? We had left the park, but continued to walk with no direction in mind. How about heading to the station to start? There's a lot to do there. Is that okay with you? As I asked this, looking at Sena, my heart skipped a beat. He was looking down at me with a painfully serious expression on his face.
君がここに残っているのは僕のためなのか。
What's gotten into him all of a sudden? At least it seemed sudden to me, but perhaps Sena had been thinking about that for a while. I diverted my gaze away from him. Carefully contemplating the reason I was still here, I began to speak. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried about you, Sena, but the truth is I also have my own problems. I still don't know what I'm supposed to do with my future, and if I don't figure that out, I don't think I can wake up. Maybe that's the God's intention with all this. That has to be it.
前にも話してくれたことがあったよね。友達との進路について。
Oh, right.
多分その親友の子はさ、急に聖銀大学に行かないってそう言われてショックだったと思う。詳しい理由もなしにただ違う気がするからって言われて混乱したんじゃないかな。
That's right. I had told him about what happened with Sayaka.
あの時は君に新たな夢ができたから友達と同じ大学へは行けないとそう思っていたんだけど。
I wish that were the case. My heart began to grow heavy. Still, I wanted to hear Sena's advice. I looked towards him as if he might be able to save me. I don't have a dream. What I want to do, who I want to be, I don't know the answers to any of those questions. That's why I'm struggling. I shared the worries I'd been carrying on my shoulders with Sena bit by bit. About Sayaka, about not having a dream, about how things had erupted with my mom. After I'd poured everything out, Sena didn't say anything. He merely offered me a warm smile.
話してくれてありがとう。
I should be the one thanking you. Thank you for listening. Talking with you like this, it makes me feel a little better.
それならよかった。
After flashing a friendly grin, Sena turned away from me, gazing into the distance. Perhaps he's thinking about all the things I just told him. Feelings of gratitude and guilt welled up inside of me as I stared at his thoughtful expression.
それじゃ気を取り直してデートしよっか。
Ah, right.
それにしてもこうして堂々と手をつないでいられるのが不思議。街中で女の子と手をつなぐなんて記者に知れたらアウトだからさ。それに事務所が恋愛禁止だから女の子と二人でどこかに行くって初めてのシチュエーションだよ。
The conversation shifted away from my future plans, and seeing Sena completely in date mode made me giggle softly. Being a celebrity sure is hard, huh?
大変だけどやりがいがあって 僕には恋愛よりも仕事が大事だった。でももうそれも気にしなくていいし、思いっきり楽しむよ。
I'll enjoy our date too. That's when Sena said he had a place he wanted to go. He tightly grabbed my hand and pulled me to our destination. I realized he was trying to distract me from my gloom and lift my spirits. That made me start to feel more cheerful. Thank you, Sena. I meant the words from the bottom of my heart and felt my mood shift. My body hummed with excitement for our date. Oh, we're going to a shrine for a date, okay. So, this is where you wanted to come?
うん。お参りしたくてね。
Okay, kind of a weird date. After pretending to dip our hands in the ceremonial water, we walked to the shrine.
ここは僕にとって思い出深いところでさ。アイドルを目指すきっかけになった場所なんだ。
A shrine did?
そう。正確に言うと、このつくも神社の夏祭りがきっかけで、中学生の頃、お祭りのカラオケ大会に出て優勝したんだ。
And you were so happy from winning that you decided to become an idol?
ちょっと違うかな。
Sena's eyes glimmered with nostalgia.
大会に出場したのは、紅葉に歌が好きなら出てみればって言われたからでね。出場するからには歌もだけどダンスも極めたくて夢中になって練習したよ。動画を見て振りを覚えたり、カラオケ屋さんにも毎日通って。
I couldn't help but smile as I watched Sena reminisce about the past. He sure does love singing and dancing.
そして大会が終わった後、優勝したのに心に残ったのは寂しさだった。それよりももっと極めたい、もっと踊ったり歌ったりしたいって心の底から思って。そして大会が終わった後、優勝したのに心に残ったのは寂しさだった。達成感があまりなかったんだ。
So that sparked your desire to become an idol. Sena nodded.
もしその大会に出てなかったら違う道を考えていたかもしれない。初めは小さなきっかけだったけど、やってみたら大きな夢へ変化したんだ。
A small chance. Listening to him talk about his past, I naturally began reflecting on myself. If I had something like that, would I also have a dream? Can I find something that would make my eyes sparkle like his? When I get back, I think I'll try to do a lot of new things. I'll find something like that to spark my own dreams.
今日はこの神社に感謝の気持ちを伝えたくて来たんだ。
Sena's mouth curved into a gentle smile, and he clapped his hands together.
神様が道を示してくれたおかげで、僕はこれまで大勢のファンに活動を見てもらいました。本当に今までありがとうございました。当たり前じゃない。もっと有名になって世界で活躍したいからさ。それが今の僕の夢だよ。
His words were completely different than before. I turned away and bit my lip.
世界に通用するアイドルになりたいなとは思ってたけど、もう終わりにしなきゃね。
He mumbled sadly to himself, and I found myself unable to say anything in response. Seeing my silence, Sena gave me an apologetic smile.
ごめんね。湿っぽいこと言って。さあ、君もお参りして。
I suppose you're right. I clapped my shaking hands together and slowly closed my eyes. Please, let Sena cross over. Let him forget all this pain, all this sadness. The next place Sena brought me was a shopping mall.
やっぱり成見ヶ浜でデートするなら映画館もあるここは外せないよね。
You want to go see a movie?
うん、そうだよ。映画はいろんな世界に浸れるから。見たことのない景色は可能性を広げてくれるからね。それに物語の中で学べるものもあるから。
That's incredible. I never thought of watching movies that way before. Opening up a world of possibilities. Hearing Senna say that, I wondered what possibilities might be hidden inside me. Strange. I never thought there was anything special about me.
それじゃあ早速見に行こっか。楽しそうなものがいいよね。
Okay. I couldn't help but wonder what it would be like seeing a movie through his eyes. And I found myself wanting to experience it a little too. Then, after the movie,
あ、ゲームセンターだ。ちょっと寄ってこ。
Santa picked one of the large games and stood peering into it, his eyes shining as he did so. Haven't spent much time at the arcade?
芸能界に入ってからはなかなかね。昔はものすごく嫌がる行為を引っ張ってプリクルとか撮ったりしてたけど。
The two of them in a photo booth. Senna with his dazzling smile, and Koyo turning away with a sullen face. I imagine that's exactly how it looked.
そういえば今のプリクルってどんな感じなんだろう。
I bet they're a little different than when you used to go to them. There's one right over there.
ほんとだ。ちょっと覗いてみよっかな。
Huh? Senna strode to the photo booth and began looking around. Hey, Senna, someone's taking a pic.
え、
Senna stuck his face into the photo booth. Right after that, I heard a shutter sound.
今の撮影で最後だったよね。誰にしよっか。そうだな。何これ。後ろに人の顔映ってない？
Even without looking at the screen, I knew exactly what they saw.
うわ、やっちゃった。
Senna got caught in the photo. Seeing as we'd accidentally created a new urban legend of the photobombing ghost at the arcade, we quickly left, apologizing profusely. After the shopping mall,
そういえば君はこの街で好きな場所はある？
a favorite spot. Mumbling the words as I spoke them, the image of my favorite cafe came to mind. Oh, I do have one, actually. I'd love to eat one of their parfaits again.
それじゃ次はそこに行こうか。
Yeah, sure. I was initially caught off guard, thinking he was just making conversation. But considering a change of scenery might be nice, I led Sena to the cafe.
ここが君のお気に入りの場所か。
Yeah, well, it's not like we can order anything now, but
ここのどのあたりがお気に入りなの？
I love the parfaits they have here ever since I was a little kid. Even in high school, I always used to come here when I needed a break or reset myself. As we talked inside the cafe, a flood of memories came rushing back. A recurring figure in those memories was my father. I used to steal and eat little bits of the parfait he ordered when he wasn't looking. This place and the parfaits here have always meant a lot to me. Maybe it's just because I like sweets so much that I like this place.
そっか。君にご馳走してあげられないのが残念だな。
That's okay. It's actually just fun being here.
そう言ってくれて嬉しいな。ねえ、甘いものが好きならさ、安直だけど、そっちの方面で進路を考えてみるのはどうかな。
Huh? What do you mean? Like being a pastry chef or something?
それになるのかな。提案しておいてあまり詳しくなくてごめん。でもさ、調べてみるだけでもいいんじゃない？もしかしたらそれがきっかけになって君の夢が始まるかも。なん。
Start from something I love to find. Let's see, starting from something I love to find my dream. Or start from something I love to find my dream. I used to love sweets ever since I was a little kid. They were always part of my daily life, so I never thought much about it. But that might be a good place to start. This could be the spark I need. When I get back, I'll have to think about it. Maybe that will spark my big dream.
いいと思う。
Santa smiled brightly, as though we had solved a problem that was his own. I wonder. Looking back at all the things that we'd done today, I couldn't help but think they were all words of advice he was trying to give me. They were all here to help me with the burdens I'd been carrying. I got the feeling he was trying to encourage me to be able to face my future head on. I was just focused on enjoying our date, but Santa was thinking of me the whole time. Realizing his thoughtfulness, my heart filled with affection for him. I want to be there for Santa, too. The sun was beginning to set. The two of us headed back to the school. I quickly realized I had yet to return the tools Hibiki had let me borrow back to him. Would you mind coming with me?
全然いいよ。響くんに会うのも楽しみだしね。
He's a big fan of yours, after all.
そうそう。あの時は腰を抜かしちゃったし、今日はかっこよく登場しないとね。
Oh, yeah. The moment we stepped in front of the mirror, Hibiki quickly appeared without us having to call out to him.
響くん、こないだはありがとうね。
こちらこそ、サインいただけませんか？ここの鏡一面にびっしりと。
すごく光栄だけど、この鏡は学校のものだから、それはできないかな。
Besides, I wasn't sure how a ghost would be able to hold a pen to sign anything. The conversation continued back and forth until I stepped forward to give Hibiki his tools back. This was extremely useful. Thank you.
いいんです。お役に立てたなら何よりだから。
あの彫刻、まだ飾られてるんだ。ねえ、ちょっと見てきてもいいかな。
Oh, sure. I'll wait here. Santa began heading down the stairs, and Hibiki watched him with an uneasy look on his face. I wondered what could be bothering him. Just as I thought that, Hibiki began to speak.
セナさんなんですけど。
He seemed as though he was debating whether it was all right to talk to me about this subject. After making up his mind, he turned to me with renewed confidence before speaking.
セナさんの心残りってどんなものなんでしょうか？
Well, why do you want to know that?
悪いものではないと思うんですけど、他の幽霊よりも気配が強いというか、あなたたちがここへ来る少し前から気配を察知できたほどで。
Come to think of it, it did seem like Hibiki had been waiting for us to arrive at the mirror.
あんまり心残りが強いと悪霊化することもあります。だから少し気になって。今は大丈夫だと思います。悪い感じはしないから。でも、心が病んだりすれば。
Hibiki closed his mouth as he pondered thoughtfully. He seemed to be shrouded in some lingering doubt, but was unsure how to express it. I quickly ended our conversation and decided to find Sena.
へえ、ここが君の教室か。
Sena had asked me to bring him to my classroom, and so I had taken him there. He glanced around the classroom nostalgically. Yet I couldn't help but be on edge because of what Hibiki told me.
ねえ、君の席はどこ？
That one, just over there. Sena went over to my desk and gently patted it. Sena, I wanted to ask you about your lingering regrets.
あ、
What is it? When Sena went next to my desk, a shred of paper suddenly appeared on top of it. Oh, this is...
何もなかったのに、急にこれが現れて。
I think it's mine. As I spoke, I strode over to pick it up. Then I placed it next to the paper in my pocket and... It fit perfectly. The career survey paper was complete. Senna, surprised by this strange phenomenon, listened as I explained about my career survey.
君の進路のプリントか。
Yes, if I have all the pieces now, I think it means I was able to recover all of my memories from the accident. Well, I had some help from the spirit board as well. The truth is, it seems that some kind of god caused me to get into that accident. As soon as the word god escaped my lips, Senna looked at me confused.
神様って。あの神様だよね。
The question he asked was the exact same one I'd asked the spirit board. I couldn't help but laugh. That's right. Apparently, my fretting over my future caught the eye of a god for some reason. Seeing me struggle with what to do next, the god decided to give me a little more time to make up my mind. And thanks to that reason, I met Senna. And thanks to Senna, my path forward seemed to be a little more clear. For the printout to be completed, now of all times, it was supposed to be something to be happy about.
それなら、今が戻る時なのかもね。
Huh?
今、完成したみたいだったから。今、完成したみたいだったから。そのプリント。
Senna's thoughts were the same as mine.
さっき、この机の上には何もなかったのに、今のタイミングで現れた。それは、もう戻っても大丈夫っていう合図なんじゃないかな。
Please don't say that.
今の君なら、現実に戻っても、進路に向き合えると神様が判断したんだよ。
But this is all too soon.
ミサちゃん、ダメだよ。
Huh?
君はここにいたらいけない人間だから、戻るべきタイミングが今なら、そうしないと。
But I thought back to what Hibiki said, the feelings I had for Senna, and our sudden parting. All these things wrapped themselves in my mind, leaving me puzzled.
僕のことなら大丈夫だよ。実は、もう成仏する準備ができているんだ。
Huh? But Hibiki just said.
でも、まさか今日お別れするとは思っていなかったな。
Senna, unlike me, seemed to have his heart totally prepared for this moment. I wondered if Koya was right, if Senna really would be able to cross over. Was I really preventing Senna from being able to move on?
名残惜しいけど、デートはそろそろ終わりにしよう。なんでそんな顔してるの？ほら、笑顔笑顔。
I know I should leave him with a smile, but there was simply no way I could.
お母さんにお姉さん、それにこの間話してくれた大事な友達にクラスメイト、大切な人たちが待っている。元の世界に戻れるんだよ。だからそんな顔しないで、もっと嬉しそうにしないと。
But you won't be in that world with me. As I swallowed those words, tears slowly welled up in my eyes. Well, in the Japanese voice acting, we'd be like, like we're 4-year-old children. So instead, all that escaped from my lips were the sobs I desperately tried to keep inside.
君の居場所はここじゃない。今なら僕は君を笑って見送れるから。今以上思いが大きくなれば、きっと僕は君を引き止めてしまう。僕、独占欲が強くてさ。だから今がちょうどいいんだ。
Seeing Senna's smiling face, I spoke what was truly on my mind. Are you really ready to cross over?
もちろん。もう覚悟はできてるからね。実は君を見送るまではってそう思ってたんだ。だから君が元に戻ったら僕も成仏するよ。
Senna gently moved closer to me, leaning in.
本当は人生の先輩として もっとアドバイスしたかったんだ。
You've already done so much. I wanted him to know the gratitude I felt from the bottom of my heart. My troubled heart, it was calmed, all thanks to you, Sena.
そっか。それなら今日のデートは大成功だったな。ねえ、とにかく何でも挑戦してみて。自分にはこれしかないみたいに最初から道を狭めなくていい。僕がそうだったみたいに挑戦してみなきゃ何が合ってるかもわからないんだからさ。
Yeah, I'll try my best.
いい返事。どうか僕の分まで人生を謳歌して。
I will, for the both of us. And when I die, I'll meet you again and tell you all about it. And in the instant I said those words, it was like the end of a dream, as if my body was melting into the sky, transparent and fleeting. Sena, there's one more thing I want to ask you.
僕に叶えられること。
Please tell me how you really feel. I think you're a wonderful person. To the very end, you were worried about me far more than you worried about yourself. But I have to know. In our last moments together, I want you to tell me how you really feel. Even though we were slowly losing sight of each other, I still stared into Sena's eyes.
言えないよ。僕が君をどう思っていても君の心に傷を残すだけだから。ただもしも何か奇跡が起きて来世でもあの世でもいいから。
Oh, I keep cutting out the voice
も
actor.
しも何か奇跡が起きて来世でもあの世でもいいから君と再会できたら。
I couldn't hear the last thing he said to me. My consciousness dissolved into the black night sky. Chapter 7.
Misa ちゃん。
In the darkness, I heard a voice call out. It was so painfully sweet. It was so full of love, I reached out for it.
起きて。ほら、起きてってば。
No matter how much I longed for it, I knew it was a voice I'd never be able to hear again.
みんなが君を待ってるよ。
As if the voice had pushed me back into reality, I opened my eyes. I stared up at the pure white ceiling and heard the drip drop of the IV. I felt wary as I brought a heavy hand to my face. Sena. Tears began falling down my cheeks.
ミサ。
Just then, a soft mumble escaped my mother's lips and made its way into my ear. Oh, I didn't realize my mom was by my side, and I looked at her in a daze. Mom. I'm sorry. Thank you. I have so many things I want to say to you. But as I watched tears fill my mother's eyes, I found the first words I should say. Tadaima, or I'm home. Things got crazy after that. The hospital seemed to think the odds I'd regain consciousness were very low. I watched as the panicked doctors did a range of consciousness checks, then brain scans and everything. Then, as evening came, Sayaka came to visit.
もう大丈夫なの？
Yeah, of course, we won't know for sure until all the tests come back, but my head is clear. It still hurts a lot, but aside from all that, I think I'm fine.
よかった。
As I wrapped both hands around hers, Sayaka hung her head low.
謝って済む問題じゃないけど、改めてごめんね。 あなたが事故に遭ったのも元はといえば私が。
You don't need to keep doing that. You don't have to apologize anymore. I've heard them all, Sayaka. That's what I told you on the phone, remember? Sayaka's eyes widened. Why are you surprised? You got the call from Mary, didn't you?
あれ、メリーさんだったの？死者からのメッセージって噂だから違うと思ってたんだけど。
Well, rumors don't get everything right.
詳しく聞かせて。
Maybe later, after you've calmed down. After calming her down and telling her again that I would tell her everything, I laid down in bed. I had so much to talk about with Sayaka, my mom, and the others about. But for now, at least, I was just enjoying my feeling alive.
どうか僕の分まで人生を謳歌して。
Seeing as Sena sent me off like that, I intended to live a life I could be proud of. Trying my best to ignore the hole in my heart left by his absence, I drifted to sleep. I felt when my soul returned to my body. I noticed my injuries were not as serious as I thought they would be after being hit by a car. I was covered in bruises, but my bones were all intact. I spent some time in the hospital to recover my strength and go through rehabilitation. After 2 weeks, I was able to return home. Then, after resting at home, I finally returned back to school.
いいミサ。くれぐれも車には気をつけてね。信号の点滅中は渡らないこと、横断歩道は手を上げて渡ること、それから。
I gave a bitter smile as I put on my shoes. Mom looked as anxious as ever. Sayaka and I are going to walk together the whole way. Don't worry.
そう。それならいいけれど。でも、やっぱり車で送る？
I don't. Why is Mom so hot? What? This whole thing made her even more overprotective than before. Well, I guess that's partly my fault for making her worry so much. I'm fine. Sayaka's waiting for me, so I'm going to go. See you later. I mean, what are we going to do now? We crossed over and... I mean, our story's kind of done. Morning, Sayaka.
おはよう。今日からいよいよ学校復帰だね。
A little nervous, I guess.
いつも通りで大丈夫だと思うよ。それよりも学校に着く前にこれを渡したくて。
After rifling through her bag, she quickly pulled out a clear file and handed it to me. As I examined it, I found that it was... This is my career survey printout.
提出前に入院しちゃったでしょ。先生が改めて提出してって。私もね。
What do you mean, mine too?
実は提出した進路の希望を一旦取り消してもらったんだ。
Sayaka.
もう一度考え直したいの。今度は私自身が進みたいと思える道を。
Sayaka smiled proudly at me, her face radiating a maturity I'd never seen before.
なんて急にこんなことを言い出しても説得力ないかもだけど。
No, I think it's great. Besides, I don't think it's sudden. When I was in the hospital, I saw how much pain you were in.
生き量になって私の行動を見てたって話だったよね。
While I was resting at home, Sayaka came to my house to help me with my bandages. There, I told her everything that happened. At first, she listened intently to every word I had to say, but when I brought out Sena, she seemed to grow distant. Sayaka, I know you're worried about it, but I actually am glad all that happened to me. Because now I feel like I'm truly able to understand you.
そう言ってくれて言葉もないよ。
Sayaka's eyes were damp, but she took in a deep breath and seemed to calm down.
聞いてもいいのかわからないけど、セナさんのことはもう。
Before, I would have just said it's fine and told her not to worry about it. But that whole experience taught me not to keep my worries to myself. I'm still having trouble sorting things out. I think I need some more time.
そっか。
After saying that, Sayaka patted me lightly on the back.
何かあったら力になるからね。 いつでも話を聞くから。
Saika. I felt sadness welling up in my eyes, but I suppressed it and forced a smile. First things first, I'd like to get your opinion on my career path.
それすっごく嬉しいよ。張り切って相談に乗っちゃうから。
Thanks. Alright, well, we stop it there. This is meowmurai. You've been watching 9 R.I.P. Running on Nintendo Switch 2. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.